Hi everyone, Don Singletary, and welcome to the channel. Today we got a great featured trade of the week, almost $100 in under 20 minutes. If you're new to the channel and a beginner, I have two beginners playlists. Look for links in the text below this video. Okay, now my favorite part of the video is always the featured trade of the week. This one was on the 3rd of September. The market had a rather down week that day, 10:07 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time, 3rd of September. And as you can see here, I'm trading the S&P Micro Emini, and my green was below the red line, and they were both far below the zero line on this morning. So I shorted one contract at 35.47. And remember, the S&P Micro Emini is $5 a point. Now look what happened at the market opening, 9:30 to 10. See on top there, we've got the red, white, red, white, red, white, red. And then you have the sawtooth pattern below in the MACD, both signs of an undecided market. Then all of a sudden it breaks out to the downside. See, the green line really takes a dive right there. And I put the trade on at 10:09, and since it lasted quite a while, I'm using the time machine today. We're up at 10:14 now, just a few minutes into the trade, and basically we're even money. And as I said, this trade lasts a while, so there's no need for me to talk all the way through it. I'm sure you can watch the charts here. Now, one thing I always keep my eye on is that MACD down there. See it? It's getting even more momentum to the downward side. I know that because the distance between the red and green lines is increasing, as in the green histogram up there indicates. Now, forward fast here, 10:14 to 10:16. And we're finally a little bit in the money here. We're basically maybe up $25, something like that. And we're about 9 minutes into the trade. Took this trade a while to develop. I'm going up 2 minutes now to 10:18. And it just keeps getting a little bit better here. And 35.47 to 35.39. That would be about 8 points, or about $40 up. And now I'll go from 10:18 to 10:20 a.m. And we're down to basically 35.35. So that's about 12 points, or we're up about $60 in the trade now, perhaps just a tad more. 67.50, give or take a few. And the trade, I checked that MACD down on the bottom pane again. That green line still getting farther below the red line there. That's always a good sign. If it's that kind of momentum, as long as it continues to grow, you're probably not going to get a reversal in the market, which makes you more comfortable with a trade. We're up about $75, $77 now. 14 minutes into the trade. The time is 10:21 a.m. Eastern Time. Remember, this is the 3rd of September. I think it was a Friday or a Thursday, I'm not sure. But we're down at 35.33, so it's not moving really fast now, but everything still looks great, so I'm hanging in. Nice thing about this trade, there is only like $6.25 drawdown in the trade, which is crazy good. That's a pretty rare thing to happen, but I'd like to attribute it to the fact that we read the signals so well, but sometimes I think you just get a little lucky too. Now I'm looking here, I'm thinking about closing the position, but instead I decided to use I put in market order first, but I changed it here. I went down and changed to a stop market, and I'm going to put in a stop market price of 35.35, and I'll show you what that does. At 35.35, you can see that working order there. If that 35.35 is hit, and the market's trading 35.26 now, but if the 35.35 is hit, boom, I'm out of the trade. It'll turn into a market order and get me out. Now, worst case scenario, I'm going to make some money on this trade. I'm not going to give all this good money back. But now I see I'm up to $130 and on the trade, and that's really good. And so I'm going to move my stop market order down from 35.35 down to 35.30, and that locks even more of the profit in. You see, I just had a $133.75 profit in this thing, and now it seems to be going the other way. Now, I'm going to watch it carefully because I do not want to give all this money back. I know I won't because I have a stop market order at 35.30. So if it hits 35.30, it's triggered, it becomes a market order, and boom, I'm out at the next available price. And remember now, I was up a maximum of round figure $133 here. Now I see on my chart up here that even though the green line and red line is still far apart, I have my stop market order in there. And now I've already given up $30, so I decided it's time to head for the hills, take the money and run. I could have made 133, and I put in a market order to close the position, and I get out at 35.27.25. Now that's not bad for what have we got here? $98.75 profit in a little under 18 minutes, as a matter of fact. And the maximum drawdown, -6.25. Heck, that's nothing. I sure wouldn't get nervous about that at all. The maximum unrealized profit, that's what I could have had I traded perfectly, was about $133. But I got about 75% of it, and as things go, that's pretty good. Now, that's the kind of thing you want to put in your trade journal when you're practice trading. All the stats you just saw on the screen. If you aren't clear about them, rewind the video here and take another look there. Now you can see the market was back up to 35.29 just a few minutes later, another 7 or 8 minutes out. And so I probably did a good thing getting out at that particular time. I just want to point out to you a couple of important things you should take note of in the trade I just did. One was how I moved the stop market order up behind the trade so I wouldn't give all the profits back, and it had to be plenty far from where the market was trading or I would get stopped out immediately. That's not always a bad thing as long as you've got some profit there, but you want to try to get the most you can, and that's one of the ways you can do it. You never, I keep saying this over and over, it's so true, you never have all the information that you need to make a perfect decision. That's the very definition of what it means to do speculative trading. You have to do your best effort, and that's all you can do. Hopefully it gets better over time, and you can have some fun with it. It's always fun when you make the money, right? Now I'll pay the rent for a moment. This channel is brought to you by my book called Day Trading the Micro Futures. And I think you'll like it if you get it. I think it makes learning easier and faster. I've got a great trading psychology chapter in there, which a lot of trading books leave that out. And I think trading really happens between your ears, and we keep a very simple guideline system here with the MACD that we use. It isn't that complicated, but what goes on between your ears can be. Fear and greed and emotions and inexperience and self-confidence, and all those things play a part in it. And of course, like anything, like any new job you have, you're going to get better with time. You're going to get more confident and start to know your way around. The trick is you have to follow rule number 1 is preservation of capital, and rule number 2 is never forget rule number 1. If you do, you'll be out of business so quick. And remember, hope is not a strategy. So look for my book link below. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new, look for the beginners playlist in the listing, the text below this video. And it was a good time today, and I'm glad you were along with me. I'm Don Singletary. I hope every day is a payday for you. And thank you.